Hey everybody, it's Jork. Welcome back. Hope you're doing great wherever you are in the world. Last week, I had four people send separate messages to me, emails, where it was regarding a video I made about everyone, we all have, whether we want to agree with it or not, we all have our fingers in the pot when it comes to Portugal, whether it be tourism or trying to get people to live there and whatnot. And so all of these people, the four of them, messaged and they were saying, "Hey, you're part of the problem because yes, a couple of them liked some of the videos where they felt like I was more well balanced and not all rah rah Portugal." They said, "Well, you're still making videos, so you're still." Even if you're saying negative things, you're still making money on it. And I said, couldn't disagree with that. I'm going, yep. And I thought it might be worth, but I also said, okay, true. So I'm not making zero. I'm not doing no ads on the videos. But I said I wanted to show, I thought it'd be good to illustrate. So I asked them, would it be beneficial if I made a video and showed you as well as the rest of the audience my most popular video all time and what was made from that, my highest valued video, meaning the one where I've made the most amount of money all time, and then just a couple of recent videos so people have an idea of, okay, here's what I'm making. And you can't though extrapolate and say, well, if he got this many views and somebody else got, there's a lot that goes into it. So it is click-through rate, where you live, the types of commercials and ads that are put on. There's a lot that goes on there. What I do want to make sure that people are going to realize, and when I push all of this stuff through, is that many of you have asked the question, you make a lot of short videos, but then you make some longer. Is there a difference? And so just to let you know, on the YouTube's end, 8 minutes is the magic number. If you make a video less than 8 minutes, there's less advertising on it. If you make a video 8 minutes or longer, there's more advertising. And then so if you have, and there's differences whether you do a live stream or not. There's thank yous and other membership things. There's a lot that goes into it. I don't have any of that stuff. It's a basic channel. But people that have a huge following and get lots of views, obviously for some of them it's their full-time job, and I get that. But for me, I wanted to show you what on the back end, so full transparency, you see kind of what gets made on certain videos. So I'm going to pull up just a video I made recently about I called it the silver lining. That was the title, but the thumbnail was what have we learned? And it was regarding Portugal, and it was over 8 minutes. So it was 8 minutes and 52 seconds. So it was going to get the most amount of advertising available. And so if you look at this, that video at the time of making this, 1.1 thousand views. So a little over 1,000 views. And then if you look over to the right here and it says estimated revenue, and again, I get paid in US dollars, is $4.67. So you can exchange that into whatever rate is from the country that you're in if you have something similar. Now, a lot that has to do with this is how long you watch a video before you say, I've had enough. Many of you tell me that you just scroll through and then you get to certain points and you listen and then, I'm going to scroll for 30 seconds. I do the same thing when I'm watching videos. So it's not straightforward. I want to be very clear about this, that you can't say, well, the next content creator got 1.1 thousand views and got $4.60. That next one could have got $2. The next one could have got $12, depending, for the same amount of views. But that's that one. And then the next one I wanted to show you is one that I also made recently, is talking about what's your biggest priority when you're thinking about moving to Portugal or another country. What's the top of mind for you? Is it your health care, the immigration process, things like that? And so that one, not many people watched. And so 193 views for making that video. Now, That was also over 8 minutes, so that was going to get the max advertising as YouTube applies to it. But if you can see here, no one was really interested in watching that video, or it didn't resonate. Either the title wasn't catchy or the thumbnail wasn't catchy. So that was, at least to date, 49 cents, less than 50 cents for making that video. So not necessarily worthwhile. But again, I didn't go into making YouTube videos to make money. This was going to be, my hope was that once a month I might be able to take my wife to dinner. It's not the case. I would say a dinner at maybe McDonald's, but not necessarily a sit-down dinner. So my hope is every month I can buy a decent bottle of wine in the U.S., which is a lot more expensive than in Portugal for sure for the same quality. But that's my goal. And as I've mentioned many times, on a monthly basis, I can make anywhere from, let's say, $30 to $50 a month, depending. So I wanted to go next to my most watched video of all time. It is Portugal related, so let's pull it up here. So, a 9-second video, a short, of Cristiano Ronaldo, his statue, which is in Madeira, the port of, near the port in Madeira. At the making of this video, has received 570,000 views. Now, I wanted you to pay attention to a couple of things. Now, one, it's got $19.08. But I published the video. If you look at the bottom there, the blue line, so that is days. So for the first 160 days, didn't get any. For the first 320 days, we're talking the first year, almost 2 years, nobody watched this video. Virtually, I put it up, and I do shorts were normally just our travel of places that we went. They hadn't really, sometimes Portugal, mostly it had nothing to do with Portugal. But then after like 2 years of being out there, then all of a sudden people start watching it. Frankly, here's why they watch it. It's just a video of the statue. It's because if you've ever been there, I'll say the private area of Mr. Ronaldo is very shiny, because that's what everyone seems to touch when they're getting their picture or selfie with it. So say what you will about it. I'm going, I have no idea. This is a rare, because when I make videos, usually after the first couple of days, there's no watching them anymore. It's mostly current events or news. If you're in Portugal, you already know about it, so you skip past the video. If you're haven't moved to Portugal yet, you may watch and then click through and then click to somebody else's stuff. But that's the most watched video that I have of all time, which is a 9-second video. And then lastly, I felt, okay, in transparency's sake, because there was a time, especially when we lived in Portugal, that I made a lot of travel-related videos, and my two most watched and most, if you want to call it profitable videos, are this one, Lake Como travel tips, and then travel tips for Malta. But this one, as you can see here, I wanted people to see it. This is the video that I've made the most amount of money on in the history of doing videos, which 5 years of time. So it's 27,000 views as of the making of putting this video together. As you can see here too at the bottom, when you see this blue line, the first 3/4 of a year, nobody cared to watch it at all, and then all of a sudden it was out there for close to a year, and then people started watching it. So that's something that, again, you could put a video out there and nobody cares, and then 2 or 3 years later, all of a sudden people start watching it, and you wonder, what the hell happened? Why now? What's changed? But this one is $266. So for a video that's been around for a few years now, 2.5 years, that's the money that's been made on that. So not 2 days, 2 months, 2.5 years, it's accumulated that amount of money. So I wanted to show this and illustrate it, because especially the 4 people that were messaged that were really upset about Portuguese content creators and being a part of the overall problem of, don't, talk about other countries and stop talking about Portugal. That's something that came from this, and they felt like it would benefit them to see this information. And I thought, well, what the hell, I'll just make it available to everybody so you can see. Again, as I finish this video, this has nothing to do with other people's content, because people can have shorter videos, longer videos, different videos, and be making wildly different amounts, both positively and negatively. There are dozens of variables that go into a video. But I wanted you to see this because I thought it would be fair to just show you, here's what is being made off of what I do. I'm a small channel. There's a few of us that are, let's say, under 12,000, that are in the 7,500 to 12 range. I call this kind of small potatoes. But there's also people that are like 75 to 150,000 that seem to be you all probably watch them, and then if you get around to it, you might watch something of ours. Because they have a bigger audience, there's different numbers that they're dealing with that are much better than this. But I wanted to give you something so you could see from the horse's mouth and from the analytics from YouTube. This is the information out there. What do you think about it? Is it something that you felt? Do you feel like there's a lot more money being made out there on Portugal? Or based upon what you know, is this kind of fall in line with what you were thinking? Be curious to get some comments from you. As always, thank you so much for taking time to watch the video, and enjoy your travels.